Greetings, I am Pillar Nexus Ancient Gladiator today with Deckworks, for the hololive official card game. So far, I've gotten 5 booster boxes for this game. And it's not a whole lot of cards, unfortunately. I'm probably going to get one more. But for the time being, I want to see what decks I can build. Either single color or 2 color. So let's see what I got to work with. The important part of any deck is the Oshi card. I have the 4 from the cheer set, which is always a good starting point. However, across 5 booster boxes, I have pulled 3 Oshi cards. They are a pain in the butt to get. You've got Pekora, Suisei, and Kobo. I'm probably going to go ahead and use the Suisei and Pekora for the starting points for the 2 decks I'll work on. Green and something else, blue and something else. So let's take a look here. Let's look at their abilities. Pekora, 6 life. Oops. Little Wild Rabbits. Oshi skill, Hollow Power 2. Once per turn, use it if your Hollow Mem is down during an opponent's turn to reattach all the green cheers from one member, divide as you choose among the others. So it's a way to get more cheer back onto the stage. And special, the SP skill, Lucky Rabbit. During this turn, regard all numbers on the faces of your dice at 6. So the game doesn't come with dice, but I do have a couple dice just lying around that I've got for the game. Dice are common enough that if you ask someone to provide their own D6s, they're probably going to have some lying around. Then Suisei, life 5. Oshi skill, 2 power for Comet. Let's see. Use when this Oshi Hollow Mem or your blue Hollow Mem deals damage to your opponent's back Hollow Mem. Deal 50 special damage to that back Hollow Mem. So it's a way to knock out someone's support. And then once per game, Shooting Star only costs 2. Use when your blue Hollow Mem deals damage to your opponent's center Hollow Mem or club. Deal the same amount of special damage to one of your opponent's back Hollow Mem. So yeah. Some chaos control and some splash damage. Alright. So starting off with green, what do we have to work with? So you'll notice some of the cards are sleeved and some aren't. I'm probably going to go ahead and sleeve all the cheer, because I'm probably going to end up making use of most, if not all of it. And of course, all those little bits of dirt and something up on the cards. You can kind of feel it when actually putting the card into the sleeve. I don't want little bits and stuff in the cards as I'm putting them on the sleeves, because otherwise it'll just cause issues later. Let's go ahead and sleeve all the cheer cards, because end up using them anyway. I have a very limited amount of card sleeves though, so might have to unsleeve some of the cards I'm not using. So let's go ahead and set aside 10. I'm going to see if I can do a single color deck here. Yeah. That's the other thing I noticed is with booster boxes, tend to get one of each cheer color, which is honestly kind of impressive. So I guess to that extent, I don't really need to sleeve all the cheer, but all right. So let's start out with what I got for everybody. All right, we have Pekora debut. Can roll a die once if it's even or gets plus 20 for Con Peckle. You may include any number of this hololive in the deck. So just like Vice Shorts, it's also got the little like tags on the bottom, like JP Gen 3 and Chemo Mimi. Animal ears, I think. They actually have a special category for that. That's hilarious. You can include any number of her. So I have this one-off. Less HP, but a special collab effect. If your Oshimem is Pekora, roll a die once. It's even on the top card of your cheer deck. If your hololive. So yeah, there's some small text as it's like, I'm going to have to pull this card closer to me to actually read it. Okay, so there's 6 debut cards for her. And then more first levels than I can actually use. So more HP or the special bloom effect. Send the top card of your cheer deck to your center, hololive, or collab. So mana ramp, great. I'll probably go and save the foil one. Right. Okay. And then Sand Beach. Light Sand Beach and the Bunny Girl. Somewhere. Oh. It's Hibiri. Can roll a die once and the arts get 10 times the number rolled. Might go with that. They're all foil because they're all rare. Okay. So I'm going to sort it by HP as well. And then of course second levels. Let's go and sleeve this one. Bloom effect, Princess Dress, restore 50 HP. Alright. I mean, if we're running low on HP in the first place. And Operation Bonify Humanity will die 3 times, gets plus 10 times the number rolled, and it's extra damage against blue. Which, all things considered. Alright, so what am I looking at here? We'll go ahead and go with the run all the debut cards. For sure. And then we'll go ahead with like 2 of each of the first levels and then the second levels. I think I'm going to do an actual Showdown video just so the and go over the whole tournament system for the game. I'm not doing the Pillarless Tabletop Games episode for this, though. I'm just going to go straight to the Showdown for it. Actually, 3. Yeah, I'll go 2 of each. I'm going to go ahead and I'll sleeve all the cards that are foil. Just because. Alright. Keep that at least. Yeah, I still haven't done a whole lot of comparing the cards with each other for seeing, comparative strengths, comparative strategies. A little bit of the things I always worry about with card sleeves are there's a certain manufacturer that had consistent problems of their card sleeves having little bits in them. I don't think I've seen their sleeves around for a while, so I guess it's either store them or stop getting them in, or it's always something. Or they're just not available anymore. But it'd be frustrating. I have to reserve the card sleeve for a card that didn't need to be shuffled. And that bit would have to not be blocking any critical text. Alright, foiled but set aside. Foiled. And we'll go ahead and run the foiled one. Alright. Yeah, being able to include any number of the basic debut version, so that's appreciated. It's an interesting approach. Okay. So we got 6 and 6 and 2. Suisei to the side for a moment. Alright. So if I'm running her, then I've got 14 for sure. Have Iroha. Let's see. Oh yeah. Occasionally, cards will refer to not either buzz or not buzz holonym. You'll know it's a buzz because it'll have that little banner up here and down here, and the extra of when they're downed, you lose 2 life instead of 1. But the biggest clue is it's a first level and it's more HP than it should have. Pretty powerful. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got to work with. Alright, we got quite a bit of debut. Let me go ahead and move Bunny Girl off the side. Alright, we got 5 debut to work with. Some first levels, and then the buzz levels. So 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1 maybe. I'll go and save the foil, just cause. Yeah, I'll probably just go with this. That's 10 more cards to work with. Yeah. Nature for 20. Bodyguard. Collab position only. Your opponent's holomem arts can only target your collab holomem, however it excludes special damage. And she can send cheer to other people. Okay. 1 for 30 or 2 for 50. I guess consistent strategy is a thing. Then again, yeah. I think what I'll do is I will take a consistent strategy approach with Iroha. Card limit is 4 for all but the special, all but the basic debut. So let's go ahead and sleeve these cards. And there's 9 to work with, which is putting me at 21. Alright. At some point, I gotta figure out special card stat. I really want to add the neat little set of Flare, Noel, Marine, and Pekora. I want to see about putting this set into the deck as well. Alright. First, gotta get the basics. Gotta get my bases covered on the heart of the deck. Alright. So something I'll be looking at for the special cards is anything that helps with clearing damage. It will take me a while before I get used to the actual cards that are in the game and know, okay, if I need to do this, this is what I'm going to need to use. Alright. Alright. Yopi. Alright. A lot of second levels. A lot of first levels. And 4 debuts. So I'm thinking so 2 for 50 or a collab effect sends cheer to ID other than Neopi. Since I'm not running the ID doing the ID deck, which would be either Zeta in here or Muna and Kobo in here. I don't think we have any of the red one. I think anyone on the red side is ID yet. So we'll go ahead and go with these 3 and those 2. Alright. We'll get these sleeved. Yeah. Cloud effect. Send one cheer from each from your archive to one to three of your element with ID. I might just set her aside for an ID deck idea. We'll hold off for a moment. Alright. Oski's in the starter deck. I will reserve her for last for consideration. See what we can do with Aki. Yeah, I pull a ton for Aki. Let's see here. Clap effect, healing runaway. If you roll a die once, if it's odd, restore 20 HP to a green hollow man. Like, she will go well with the Roja. So that might be the strategy, which means... But these special ones are a little more fragile. Alright, let's see what all we got to work with here. Oh yeah, there's her club effect. Restore 20 HP. It's a little more reliable. Bloom effect, you may attach one tool from your archive to your Hollow Man. So bring her up from debut and then use that power. And then a lot of second level stuff. So probably going to make up the bulk of the remainder of the stuff that I've got to work with here. Alright, so okay. There's some little musical symbol by the HP, and also a bloom effect. I'm wondering. Let me see some here. She also has one. No, it's different. No, it's just special. Alright. Alright. So 4 second levels, 6 first levels, 8 debuts. Gonna make up most of the deck. I'm gonna go ahead and sleeve the foil and use the foil version. Okay. Yeah, at this point in time, it feels like I'm just kind of going with whatever I have available. Let's see here. And move around. Alright. Let's take a better look at things here. Touch tool. Gothic doll. Send top card of your tier deck to your Hollow Man. If a tool is attached to this Hollow Man, restore 40. So tools are going to be a thing as well to look at. And her art is advantage against the white shear. So I think with their advantages in mind, I might do green-red at some point. But for now, I'm going to just focus on a single color. Yeah. Yeah, 8, 6, and 4. That's another 18. Top of 12 is 30, and 9 is 39. Which is probably going to make up the most of the deck. I'm going to save Oski for a future deck idea. But I do want you to see this, because that's a very, very nice card. It's foiling. So the next step is finding 11 more cards to add to the deck to finish it off. Alright. So this is the last card game that I have in terms of trading card games. I still have some single cards from L5R and Hecatomb and Flesh and Blood, but ultimately I am done with those games. So they're sold at auction. I'm good. The only cards I still have left over from Flesh and Blood are one of the Phoenix Flame cards from last time, the first time I got into the game, and the two. Let's say 2 cards, and I'm going to leave it at that. They are 2 cards. They are foil, and that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, in terms of 2-player games, if I hold on to a game, it's because I like the game in general. Even if I don't really get a chance to play a whole lot of 2-player games, I'm still gonna keep the ones that are special to me. Alright. So there's the heart of the deck. I will work these into a future deck idea, but I think I want to focus on what I can add tool-wise. Alright. Alright. Let's go ahead and see what we got over here. Okay. Idle microphone. Have. So, paying attention to tags like singing. Who do we have singing? Half elf and alcohol. Yeah. No singing between the 3 of them, unfortunately. So, idle microphone is of no help. Gaming PC. It's an item, not a tool. Used if you archive one of your hollow powers. That might. No. Okay. Well, this lets me go searching for more hollow members of my Oshi color, so that might be something to consider. Only have one normal PC. It's weird. Penlight. Reveal 1 cheer from your cheer deck with the same color. That might be another one to consider. I'll leave the rest to you. Swap your center with a non-resting back hollow mem. let's look at the baton pass. Yeah, none of the baton passes are free, so that might be something to consider. So we'll hold on to that one for consideration as well. Encore. Turn cheers from your archive to the cheer deck and shuffle. There's enough to consider for both decks. So that makes you my enemy. So an opponent center with a back. Let's see. Less than 6 cards. Top 4, Pekora and Muna. That might be a future deck idea. We'll die. Let's see here. And send. You can archive one of the opponent's cheers. Events with ID. The Kobo Zeta deck idea. That's something I might have to look into. Alright. Prank time. Roll die. There's a lot of rolling dice type stuff. You can do 20 special damage to a back hollow man, but it won't reduce opponent's life. Let's see here. Promise. Stone Axe. Okay, we're getting into tool stage now. And here's the one that's like looking for Aki, so I think we'll go with a few of these. Yeah, Stone Axe. Arts plus 20. When they use art, does 10 special damage to them. So that's a double-edged sword. Attached first array or Aki once returned when it's restored by an ability. Draw one card from the deck. Only one tool can be attached to each of your Hollow Man. I think we'll go ahead and go with 3 of them. For sure. So that brings up the total to 42. Alright, Suisei's microphone. Pow. I'm starting to get into mascot territory. Speaking of Aki, we have Jobs. Plus 10 HP. Attached to Aki. Let's see. When this mascot attached, uses arts, restore 10 HP to one element. Only one mascot per. I mean, with Aki being like most of the deck, and probably go with 3. Okay. Gunwall. I still love this little bird. Yeah. Rose Knights. Alright. And okay. So Rose Knight's during opponent's turn. Minimum 10 is attached to his down. Send the top card to your deck. Jiraki. Okay. Attach this fan to Jiraki, and you attach any number of this fan per holoman. So we'll go ahead with 2 for now. Trying to figure out how this is working. Does it make sense though? The holoman with fan is attached to is downed. So on top card of your deck to your Aki. You only attach this fan to your Aki. So I'm trying to figure out. See. Okay, I'm trying to make sense of how it makes sense to use this. During your opponent's turn, if the minimum fan is attached to is down, then send the top card to your Aki. So another one you'd have in play, I guess? I don't know. It's weird. I'm not sure how to make heads or tails of using it, so I'm going to go without it. Wild Rabbit Alliance. Really archive this fan to ignore previous result and roll. Touched Pekora. Okay, that makes sense for. Yeah. We'll go ahead with 3 here. So there's 2 cards left to throw into the deck. There's old KFP. Remember. So let's go back to the stack here. Real cheer from Cheersville. Holoman. Okay. Gaming PC. Swap. Well, let's see here. Foil. Foil. Yeah. We'll go with Encore, I think. Just so I can get my cheers back. And that will make the 50 card deck for them. I can always try the deck out with a Showdown and then fine tune it from there. If you can think of a good reason to have the Rose Knight in the deck, let me know. Alright. So that'll need some shuffling. Okay. Alright, flip the stack back over and figure out Suisei. Alright. So she is the Queen of Splash Damage. Let's make sure. Alright, let's count out 20. 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and sleeve the other cheer. So I have enough cheer to build one deck of each of the 4 colors and then one 4-color deck. I'm aware that other expansions are going to add other colors, and that's going to get interesting. Alright. Okay. Let's get set off there. Stack there. Alright. So bearing in mind. So I'm looking for whoever's hitting the back row in terms of capabilities. We have Suisei. Have no. Crony. We have Kobo. Yeah, so of all the blue members, Kobo ended up being the one I pulled most of. Alright. But I'm also thinking about saving her for a blue-white deck idea in the future. But first, so let's go ahead and look at what I can do with everyone else here. Start out with Suisei. Okay. We've got 5 of those debut, 4 of her alternative debut. Quite a bit of first level, and then 1 second. Alright. Shining Comet with the advantage against red. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and sleep. Archive 2 chairs. Yeah, archive 2 blue chairs. Which element is stacked to this hole. So apparently there's a way to stack. Huh. I need to see where it's doing that. Splash damage. A lot of archiving cheer. I'm trying to figure out what. Okay. Is how to. For this holoman. For each holoman that is stacked to this holoman. How do you stack to... I'm just trying to understand here. Is it from someone else in blue? It's always weird to just like have this kind of ability and reference something and not be sure where it's coming from. See. Crony's looking for other promise members. Luna. Roll die once. Special damage. A lot of splash damage effects here. Just hitting the back row. Archive to deal special damage. Real cheer. Luna goes well with goes well in the blue green combo. Alright. See. Center Hallman, that's ID. See. ID. More back row damage. Ah. Again, I'm not finding anything that makes sense to this. In the archive, cheers. This artist gets plus 60 for each holomem that is stacked. Holomem. What lets me stack? That's. Is there anyone that has that power? Maybe it's something in her arsenal in here. Suisei's microphone. Alright. Let's see if greater attached to Suisei. The holomem is attached down to your opponent. Down to your opponent's holomem. Send one card from the top of your tier deck to its holomem. Wait. Okay. Okay, that doesn't give me anything to work with. Right. So, yeah, it's like a. Okay, I get it now. I get it now. Debut stacked first, stacked second, or first stack other first, stack second. So plus 60, plus 60, plus 60. That's okay. Because the word stack is also used in the rules for bloom. So that's okay. Clearly, I need to do a better reading of rules. All right. You can go consistency or. All right. Well. 9, 6, and 1 will make 16. Alright. Yeah, sometimes just trying to figure out the way things are worded and the implications of the way things are worded is tricky, I guess. But yeah, because the card isn't replaced but stacked, that does make sense. Alright. So yeah, there's a lot of these abilities that are hitting the back row holo members that also, even if they do down them, they don't. The opponent doesn't lose the life, but at the same time, running out of support when their center goes down is bad. So it's probably good to have some extra debut around. Alright. Alright. Get all these sleeved and take a look at my other options here. Yeah, at first I was just sleeving all the cards I was pulling because I want to protect my investment and be able to play with the cards. Period. Might have to go back through and unsleeve some of the cards that I'm not using. Yeah, the card sleeves I'd originally gotten, that was the last of them, so the only extras of these kinds of sleeves that I have are currently waiting to be used for my copy of Gwent, because I had to pick up that game. Alright. All the first levels. Okay. Only 4 debut cards. What I might do is go ahead with the buzz options. Yeah, considerably more powerful, more HP, but the moment they're down, it's 2 life lost. Okay. Right. I'll add another 7 on top of the 16, making 23. About halfway there. Okay. And Crony. Yeah, all the freaking level 2 cards, including the borderless. I'm actually going to kind of keep the borderless one off to the side. And see, I like having the cards to play with, but it doesn't hurt to keep an eye open on what other people are willing to pay for them. Or I might just find a solid case and pin it to my wall like I've got for the cards I've held onto from Flesh and Blood. Alright. So, Crony. Okay. Go ahead and sleeve everything. So there's one copy I'm not going to be able to use here because of the card limit. But that'll give me another 14. What was that? It was 16 and 7 and 14 is 37. Okay. Okay. That'll mean I need 13 other cards to work with. Which means I'll probably make up for it with the spot cards from the from pile number 5 over here. Alright, crony. Let's see. Can bloom the first whole hololive per end on one of your debut hololive place this turn. Let's speed things up. Reveal one cheer from your cheer deck, same color as one of your hololive with promise. And reattach one cheer from this hololive to your other hololive with promise. Okay. When I have more cards to work with, I'll have to work on a promise deck. But I think I also want to wait for the second set as well to see if they add more. What they add more of? Yeah, 37. So let's go ahead and make up the difference here. Okay. Then reveal Buzz Hololive. Oh no. Yeah. Die. Swamp, Sunshire, Archive, Exchange Center. Exchange opponents. Alright. Let's go ahead. There's another one. I might see what that one's worth. Just out of curiosity. Alright. Flare. Pekora. Alright. So, plus 8 will make a 30. We'll make 45. Yeah, spot hololive cannot bloom. But these neutral ones are just good for filling out a deck. In case your options aren't to the best of your availability. So, it's more to work with. So now the fun of finding the last 5 cards to fill out the deck. Alright, let's remember Suisei's microphone. Let's see. Go ahead and put 2 of those in there. There are 3 of them. What else? Who's seen? Luna and Suisei are both taken. I think we're going to go with the idle microphones. And just fill out the deck that way. Alright. So, in terms of strategy, I have no clue what I'm doing. And in terms of anything else, it's when there are so few cards to work with, you take what you can get for your deck and try your best. Okay. Alright. Well, there's two minimum playable decks out of what I pulled. I still haven't messed with the other colors. I haven't crossed any colors over yet. There are cards I would love to play with, if I could get more than one debut card instead of all the first level cards, That is the nature of the card game. The collectible card game is you don't get everything to start with. You have to buy it and hope. Alright. So for those familiar with card game, if you know what cards, if you seen the cards that I added for each deck, who do you think is going to come out on top here? More life, back row damage. Who knows? Alright, well, look forward to the Showdown episode coming soon. It's been Pillar, and I'll see you next time.